Hi, I'm Casey Flanagan. I'm a digital editor with PMMI Media Group. I'm here with Rashid Ali with Chomps, and he just had a great presentation here at the Emerging Brand Summit in Las Vegas. You started out as a passion project with your company, but now this year you're looking at a $200 million valuation by the end of the year. Can you tell me a bit about your journey and what opportunities you've seen over the year?
Yeah, so this is our 11th year in business. We originally started the company in 2012, myself and my partner Peter Maldonado, and it was originally just a side hustle. We had an idea. We wanted to figure out, could we bring this product to market, and we started to do it D2C, direct to consumer originally, all e-commerce. So it was from 2012 to about 2016 where we focused on driving traffic to chomps.com and to Amazon. In 2016, we're very fortunate to get a call from Trader Joe's to initially private label the product, but we worked with them on why bringing the Chomps brand into the store was valuable. And so that really materially changed the business overnight. It was our first time going into retail, and so learned a lot there. And then, fast forward to 2018, we went through a pretty aggressive brand refresh, and it was really focused on how do we make sure Chomps jumps off the shelf. And so the branding you see today was really that an outcome of that process. And now, you can find us pretty much, it's easier for me to say the retailers that we're not in than where we are. I would say the one unique thing about the product is in the jerky category, 50% of the categories is in convenience store. So think like gas stations, and Chomps isn't in any of that. So there's still a lot of white space and opportunity for us to continue to grow.
Okay, interesting. And one thing that I thought was interesting in your presentation was that your audience wasn't exactly who you thought it would be initially. So can you tell me what you were thinking at first and how you adapted as you saw the numbers?
Yeah, so again, when you had just two 30-something guys in Chicago just trying to do something on the side, and we also focused a lot in the paleo, keto, and CrossFit community. We assumed that we had a very high percent of male consumers and also kind of that 20 or 30-something. But once we started getting into the data, we realized that we actually were skewing more female. So it was 60 to 70%, and the age was really kind of that 30 to 40. So we joke about it to this day that these two guys just started this company that's really leaning into a female demographic. And so that's where I mentioned before about the brand refresh. We wanted to make sure that we created a brand that resonated with our female consumer, but didn't necessarily alienate the male consumer. And so that's where you see the Chomps brand being very playful, approachable, very bright and vibrant. And I think once you understand your consumer, it's really important to kind of lean into them, but also keep in mind that when you're talking about 60 to 70% being female, that means 30 to 40% is male. And so you don't want to necessarily alienate those individuals and lose out on them.
Interesting. Okay, so just making sure you kind of cover all the bases, but also, okay. And then one thing I also wanted to ask was, I thought it was interesting that you don't necessarily believe in vertical integration at your point in the company, but you do have a unique situation in that you own the lines that are at the co-manufacturers. So can you tell me a bit about your reasoning there and why you decided to take that route?
And it's an ongoing debate with my partner because, at the end, the idea of vertical integration, owning your facility, it sounds great, but it brings in significant complexity into your business. And some people are really good at running plants and other people are really good at running brands. And so that's where I think our strong point is brands. But at the same time, we realized that we had to approach the co-man model a little bit differently to make sure that we can continue to drive consistent quality product each time it's being ran. We have a very robust QA process where we hand inspect every stick. And so when we do the inspection and we cull product out that doesn't meet our specs, we get a lot of information and data. And so what we realized was a lot of the defects that we were getting were resulting from the packaging line, specifically early on in the production run. So what happens is they're doing changeovers to put your die in, and it takes time to get the product dialed in. But effectively, that product is more at risk to have leakers or any sort of voids or challenges with the product. So we made the decision, well, why don't we just invest in our own roll stock packaging line? And so there's a lot of equipment that goes into production. We own just that last packaging piece, but from our perspective, it was the most important, and it's really what protects the product from oxygen and air, and that's what's really important to make sure that you have a really safe, high-quality, shelf-stable product.
Absolutely, that makes sense. That you're able to have that quality control going, having that control with the machinery. So thank you again, and fantastic presentation. And I appreciate you joining me for an interview today.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.